We begin here at 6 with the growing tensions over immigration enforcement in the city. Mayor Adams spoke within the last hour, saying New York City has zero tolerance for violence during protests. It comes after days of protest in Los Angeles and at times violent clashes with law enforcement. California is now suing the Trump administration for deploying the National Guard. Investigative reporter Tim McNicholas shows us how groups in our area are working to protect immigrants.
New York City will always be a place to peacefully protest, but we will not allow violence and lawlessness.
Mayor Eric Adams and the NYPD warned they'll have zero tolerance for violence or property damage as New Yorkers protest ICE raids and deportations.
The escalation of protests in Los Angeles over the last couple of days is unacceptable and will not be tolerated.
Will we be silenced?
Labor unions, politicians, and immigration rights activists joined forces Monday near City Hall Park. The Service Employees International Union is calling for an end to ICE raids across the country and the release of David Huerta, a union leader arrested and accused of interfering with officers during protests in Los Angeles. He was released shortly after the protests.
What do we want? Free David! Are we ready to fight for the immigrants who've always powered this country? Yes. Are we ready to protect our union family?
They're not the only union pushing back on President Trump's immigration policies. Environmental Protection Agency employees work in the same federal buildings where immigration court is held.
This is unprecedented.
Union rep and EPA engineer Harper Stanfield says last month, plainclothes ICE agents started waiting in the common areas to arrest people after their hearings.
They've been detaining people in the middle of our workdays. They've been shouldering my members, EPA employees, out of the elevators so that they can chase somebody down or take somebody away.
CBS News New York reached out to both the EPA and ICE asking for interviews, and neither has agreed. A CBS News poll conducted last week showed 54% of Americans approve of President Trump's plan to deport people illegally in the U.S. But Stanfield says members of his union don't see it that way.
EPA employees are getting credentialed and maybe profiled by some of these agents.
And there is another rally planned for Tuesday evening in Foley Square, also calling for ICE to stay out of New York and for a stop to mass deportations. At New York City Hall, Tim McNicholas, CBS News, New York.
And we should mention Huerta was released from federal custody on a $50,000 bond today.